the Black Unity Network nightly news affecting melanated people throughout the nation of America. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share the channel with your family and friends. It is our mission that to provide news that is relevant and important to our people, and unifying our people, and edifying and cleansing our people's minds. And so, that is our mission. And I have several stories that I want to cover tonight. Today is May 24th, 2018. The first story out of Michigan was about a young man the beginnings of the story took place April 12th of this year. It was a young man who ended up getting lost on his way to school. He ended up in a neighborhood he wasn't familiar with, and the young man went to a house in the neighborhood, and he knocked on the door, trying to get directions. When he did that, a Caucasian woman opened the door, and she proceeded to call her husband, screaming, saying that the young man was trying to rob her, blah, blah, blah. Typical overreacting that these people do. And the savage, Jeffrey Ziegler, 53, proceeded to come out of his home with a shotgun and discharge his weapon at the young man. I think the creator that, the young man was not hit. But nevertheless, Ziegler was actually charged today with attempted murder, and he's facing life in prison. So that's pretty good news. That the young man is getting seems to be getting some type of justice. But we'll update this story and let you know what actually happens in the near future. But one thing about the story that stood out to me, it kind of made me a little angry, was a quote that the young man said to the news. He said, in quote, "My mom says that black boys get shot because sometimes they don't look their age. And I don't look my age. I'm 14, but I don't look 14," he told Fox 2 Detroit earlier this year. "I'm kind of happy that, I didn't become a statistic," end quote. Oh man, that's pretty sad, that the young man and his mother feel that, just because a young man looks older, that it justifies him to be, you know, for his life to be almost taken away or taken away. It's very sad, but it just makes me, want to say that we as parents, we have to teach our kids to be alert in this racist society that we live in. We have to teach them to be militant and to understand that it is a war going on, and that we must always be alert. We must always know who we're dealing with and who our enemy is. Always. And just because you're a child doesn't mean that you're not subject to racism and violent racism as well. I mean, we've seen this throughout history, from the young girls that were burned in the fire during the civil rights time, to Trayvon Martin, to Tamir Rice. I mean, we can go on and on about these tragic events that these savages are responsible for. But just make sure that we're teaching our kids to be militant and to be alert and to be aware. And I just want to say to that young man and his mother, you guys, you were not wrong, young man, for being lost and asking for directions. You're not you just because you don't look your age, you did not deserve to be shot at by that savage. So I just want to just definitely let you know that. And it's pretty sad that we can't send our kids out, and especially our young men, without the fear that they might not come home. and it's very sad, and it's a little frightening. But like I said, we have to teach them, be militant, be strong, be alert. All right, so that's the first story that was definitely headline news tonight for our people. Another story that was actually out of uh, out of Michigan as well was a story of police brutality. Um, typical stuff going on in this country with these police, these savage, racist police. Overreacting, uh, doing more harm than good. And this young man, this is from a 2016 arrest, but it just came out that, the police had used excessive force. He ended up he was going home late night, typical, route that he always takes. He ended up getting followed by the police to his right to his driveway, actually, where he got mad because he didn't use a signal to turn in his driveway. That's nonsense. You know what I mean? But that's what they report. That's what they reported. He didn't use a signal to turn in his driveway, so they proceeded to he got out of his car because he's in his home in his driveway about to go home. They proceeded to scream and yell at him, get back in the effing car, all this nonsense. He's like, what's going on? They proceeded to rough him up. He started screaming for his mother, whom's house it was, and one of the cops punched him in his mouth as he's screaming for his mother and telling him to shut the F up and all this other nonsense going on. So, no, they don't know if based on the story that I'm reading, they don't know if there has been any arrests, excuse me, not arrests, but any disciplinary action taken on the police. We know that there's not going to be. But like I said, this news channel and is not to make our people aware of what's going on to our people. We know that already. This news channel is to make aware, but it's more so to inspire people to find solutions. We're very solution oriented here, and that's what it's about. So if you have any solutions or things that you think we can do as a people to get this stuff under control, please leave a comment. Also, you can email. But I believe I'm a strong believer that we should be using our divine minds to come up with solutions to this problem of our people being mistreated, being killed. Being destroyed. We really have to come up with solutions, or it's going to get worse for us. It's not going to get better. So. I just want to make that side note that this channel, this news portion of our channel is more so to find solutions to these problems, to these stories. We also will be covering stories that are good as well, but we always want to just be relevant with the times, what's going on, and just keep our people relevant, keep our people alert, and keep our people sharp. So another story that was kind of interesting to me, but they're making a big deal about this NFL NFL protests. They're not. I guess now they're not allowing players to kneel without some type of fine or disciplinary action. The commissioner and the owners agreed to, that you could, if you didn't want to participate in the anthem, you could stay in the locker room. But if you're going to be on the field, you have to pay respect to the national anthem. So, when I hear this story, it just reminds me, it makes me feel like these players are slaves or cattle, and that they have owners, and they're told what to do, and if they don't comply, they get a lashing, and their lashing is financial, and not only that, it can also lead to banishment or loss of a job, like what happened to Kaepernick and the other guy that was on his team too, um, that followed suit as like Kaepernick did, and he's out of work too. So it's just it's very sad to me. Just in what it makes me, what it makes me think is that how we really just need our own league. Like I don't understand. Just start your own league, and people are gonna watch football because we're the ones that are making the sport exciting. We make the sport, just like we've made everything else in this world. We built this country, uh, all the major inventions and different things that they give credit to the savages with. There was, if you do your research, there was always a black man and woman behind them, behind the scenes. So we could go on and on about that, but I'm definitely inspired to push for our own league. I know Diddy was trying to buy the Carolina Panthers, and Diddy, man, hey, why don't you get some of that, get some money together with with the other guys that's quote unquote balling, and you guys come up with your own league, man, like Ice Cube did with the basketball thing. That would be dope. So that's pretty much it for tonight. Tonight's nightly news. Please subscribe. Please feel free to email. The email is blackunitynetwork@gmail.com. Once again, that's blackunitynetwork@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out. This is a new channel, and like I said earlier, we are focused, and our mission is to unify the Black nation and to cleanse our minds from the distractions and the garbage that's out there. Um, I just want to thank you for taking the time out to listen. This is Jonathan signing off, and our motto here is love yourself. Peace.